Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to Esports Masters League. We are here tonight for season number 7. It is Console Tier 1, or Console 1 as we like to call it nowadays. It is round 6 of the championship as we take in the second half of the season for the Spanish Grand Prix. My name is James Head. I'd be delighted to take you through the stream here tonight, as always on this fine Wednesday evening. Hope you're all doing well. Mr. Michael Edwards is not with me in the commentary box tonight. Sadly, his mum is a little bit unwell and under the weather, so he is going to be taking care of her tonight, which means you've got me for the next hour and a half. And that means my voice will probably go, and B, hopefully these guys behave themselves out on track as well. We have got 19 drivers currently in the lobby, but right now I can take you through what the team standings are coming into tonight. In fact, I will run you through the results from, of course, the Dutch Grand Prix, and, of course, the main talking point within the top 10 was NLR Ryan getting that 10-second penalty removed, and that was because of a full race director and, of course, of an unfair penalty for speeding into the pit lane. So Ryan there down in 9th position in the end. Ren Summerson, though, took the race win from NLR Janel in 2nd. Urpek there in 3rd. A really, really strong drive, I've got to say, from Janel last week. Danny Van Ruiten in 4th, with Thomas Covers in 5th, and Oscar in 6th. Lifebound in 7th, and Edgar Bardi there in 8th for Avisio, one of their best results of the season. NLR Ryan there in 9th, and then Rick Gombe for CPI there down in 10th position. We are going to get swiftly on the way because the drivers are already up now in the lobby, which is the first time all season that we've been on time. ET8, though, lead the way in the championship coming into tonight. And with all pole positions to their name, the 5 pole positions that we have so far this season, ET8 will definitely be looking to try and start off on the right foot. 231 points to their name. Team Shazoo there in 2nd on 161. NLR Esports in 3rd on 147.5. And because, remember, of course, of the half points, Bunga Racing Team NLR across the line, literally within the same breadth. They got half points, of course, in, I think it was Japan, if I'm not mistaken, in round number 2. CPI there in 4th on 110, with Team Extoria there in 5th on 82. FRT in 6th on 71, then Bunga Racing Team in 7th on 67.5. Grand Track 10, only half a point behind, they're in 8th on 67. Top Team Motorsport in 9th on 64, they had a good week, of course, last week with Thomas Covers, and Avisio there in 10th on 50 points. So that is how it stands coming into tonight. This is how the driver lineup is for tonight as well. In fact, that is the wrong graphic. Give me a second, because ET8 have got an updated driver lineup. There you go, swiftly done. GT10 Acid and Quartz are in the Mercedes for GT10. Namsko and Rocker, the old French pair in there for Team Extoria in the Red Bulls. Of course, we are running F124 cars tonight as well. Team Shazoo have got a very goated lineup of Danny Van Ruiten and Tom Roberts, the man in form currently in sim racing. CPI are in the McLarens, and they've got Leonardo and Rick Gombe there in for the all-Italian pairing tonight. Max Power and De Alpha Kevin are in for Avisio in the Williams. Then Aston Martin have got NLR Ryan and NLR Spice, of course, for NLR. Yasasaki making his debut for ET8 here tonight in EML, along with ET8 Lawrence, already being put in by Renz, but he could get pole position. Have got a qualifying ban for FRT as well, typical because they've reached 2 reprimands throughout the season. One of their drivers has to take a qualifying ban. It's typical alongside Andrea for FRT, with, you see the QB next to typical's name. The FRT man is down there in the qualifying ban. J King there for BRT making his debut tonight in EML alongside BRT crowding in the Steak Sauber or the Kick Sauber or whatever you like to call it. I personally like mine medium rare. TTM Furious and GT040 are in for the TTM team in the Haas. Speaking of which, let's have a look at what is going on out on track. And given how the flurry of drivers making their way now out on track, gives me the suggestion that we are going to have a very good start to this qualifying session. And you can already see typical out the session as well. So, let me know in the comment section who you think is going to be on pole position, who you think could be the real shock here tonight as well. We're right on board with the first man out on track, which I believe is TTM Furious. TTM Furious, of course, a man who has been known for strides in WR Console Tier 1 this season. We'll definitely be looking to try and get him on the mix in terms of qualifying, and TTM Furious is the first man out on track there in the Haas. Ghostin, of course, remaining on for tonight. We have got a restart as well to qualifying, just to negate any equality factors that these cars might have. This is the first time running the F1 24 cars all season. We have been in the F1 World cars before now, but TTM Furious is the first man out on track. I'm going to run you through a lap time on board with him very, very soon indeed. And he is now in toward the left-hander of turn number 10, running up the hill in toward Bank Sabadell at turn number 12. And we will see what TTM Furious can do. Hopefully nobody gets caught up by an invisible bump coming through turn number 13. And then through the right hand of turn number 14, pretty much to end off the lap time of TTM Furious. We now run aboard with the TTM man. 90% of ERS actually to start off his lap. On the run down in towards turn number 1. It's a long 500-metre run down in towards turn 1 from the start-finish line. Furious now embarks through turn 1, then through the left-hander turn number 2, then through the right-hander now of turn number 3. Neatly done, I've got to say, coming through turn number 3 as well. And then in towards turn number 4, Furious will go 21.6 in the first sector. Apologies if you can't really hear that on my end. The TV is turned down. Furious now coming up towards the left-hander now, turn number 5 at Sayat corner. Running wide, actually, coming through Sayat. Now in towards a slight kink of 6, and in towards the trickiest corner on the track, I think. Turn 7 and 8, and then through the right-hander turn number 9. And Furious embarks through the fastest part of the track right now, through turn number 9, and then, of course, into the braking zone, and into around about 4th gear, down in towards turn number 10. And his middle sector, 50.4, looking pretty decent indeed. Furious now coming to the left-hander of turn number 10, now up the hill to 11, in toward the right-hander now of turn number 12, Bank Sabadell. We'll see what Furious can do. Coming through the final part of his lap. Now coming through the right-hander turn number 13. Not getting caught in any bumps there, luckily. He has got very limited ERS, though, on the run to the line. Furious should be running 1:11.5. Oh, 1:11.6. Very, very close. Ryan, however, going quicker by 0.4 of a second nearly there. So Ryan now topping the session. Furious there in second. Flurry of cars coming in. Leonardo there in Spicer. Spicer, interestingly, might have been getting a little bit ghosted there with Leonardo. J King now going third as well for BRT. New man on top, Danny Van Routen, routing the field like he did, of course, in PSGL on Monday. He'll be looking to try and again do that here tonight. Danny Van Routen though out on top, Ryan in second. Leonardo there in third. GT10 Asset. Haven't really rode on board with the GT10 guys in qualifying. Asset now coming down the hill in toward the right-hander turn number 14. We'll see what his lap time is in the Mercedes. Now on the run toward the line. And it's a respectable 7th position, 1:11.414. So very good lap time there from him. A rocker, I think, is going to try and rock the boat here tonight. He's actually just starting up on his lap. As I think we saw Lawrence there going fourth as well in the Alpine. But Danny Van Routen out on top. Ryan there in second. Leonardo there in third in the early stages of qualifying. We are going to be back with you, or I'm going to be back with you, as you ride on board with a rocker. I will take a slight break just to get a little bit of refreshment. I'll be back in about a minute. Oh, you can really see a rocker there actually fighting the car through turn 13, now through the right-hander now of turn number 14, the Frenchman on the run toward the line. We're going to try and go up there, 16th for a rocker, the former Team Mentalism man, there down at the back end of the field. Not often you see Tom Roberts either right down the back of the field right now for Team Chizu. He has not came out the pit lane just yet. He is now out of the pit lane, and maybe with a split of the strategy for Team Chizu here tonight, Danny Van Routen completing his first lap. Tom Roberts might try and go out lap, down lap, and then go for his full run potentially. That's what we've seen him do, certainly in other leagues as well. But Danny Van Routen out on top, Ryan there in second, Leonardo there in third in the early stages of this Grand Prix. Not sure why on earth Maze was timed out there in the chat. Nordic Ninja's obviously chosen violence, I think, in terms of the comment section at least. Tom Roberts now coming into the left-hander at turn number 10. We'll see what the Ferrari man can do out on track. ET8 looking quite good though right now, 4th and 7th position for them. Of course, we will have a new graphic, and I worked on this graphic especially about 20 minutes ago, just for the stream, which I'll show towards the end of qualifying, of course, within the intermission that we have. But Tom Roberts now going to take all the limelight down in towards turn number 1, hopefully not getting blocked as well. Down in towards turn number 1, cars will move off on the right-hand side of the track, and Tom, in towards turn number 1, has to fight through the Goldstein, has to fight through all of the cars in his way right now. Tom Roberts now coming through the right-hander for turn number 3. We'll see what his first sector split is going to be like. 21-4, 21-5 in the first sector, so not too bad. Looking now to try and get the car rotated around in towards turn number 5. See what Tom can do. Now running down the hill in towards turn 6 and 7. It's looking not too bad right now in terms of the whole qualifying session. Tom, very sideways through 7. That's going to lose him all the time now the hill in towards turn number 9. We'll see what Tom's middle sector will be like, but he has lost a good 10th of a second there at least. And now Tom in toward the middle sector. 50.3. Maybe I'm thinking, not the case. Now into all the left-hander turn 11, into all the right-hander now turn number 12 of Banks Sabadell. We'll see what the Ferrari man can do. Of course, out on track as he now comes in towards the right-hander now of turn number 13. Now into all the right-hander now turn number 14. Promise that wasn't me, by the way, in the chat. Tom Roberts now on the run to the line. And he goes 5th in the end. So good showing by the Shazoo boys right now. Danny Van Mouten out on top. Ryan in 2nd. Leonardo there in 3rd. Leonardo a 10th down through the first sector. Ryan, I think that was purple in the first sector from the German, was there, parked off as Lawrence, I think, on the left-hand side of the track. But Danny Van Mouten out on top. And Ryan there in 2nd, Leonardo there in 3rd. Matteo, how was that a 0.3 with that split? He bottled bad. I know, I think he gained all of that time in the final sector. It is a really, really strong final sector you can have around here. It can gain you a good 2.5 tenths of a second. Ryan proving that in the middle sector. 400ths up, now coming to the left-hander of turn number 10 and 11. And then once again into all the right-hander of turn number 12. Already 8 minutes got in qualifying. Danny Van Mouten out on top, Ryan in 2nd. Might not be for long though, because Ryan now cascades his way down the hill into all the right-hander of turn number 14 on the run to the line. And he does go quicker than Danny Van Mouten. Van Mouten though into the pit lane, so he is not going to improve in terms of his lap time. So Roberts obviously down on his lap. Namsco was going to be one of the next up, I think, to come across the line in the Red Bull. There was a cascade of cars ahead of him out on track. But Namsco, 50.3 in the middle sector, looking good for the Frenchman. And of course, if you did not tune in for Console Tier 2 earlier on, or Console 2, you didn't because there was no live stream. And if you didn't, you would have found out that 3.5 tenths cover the top 15. And Namsco was back in the pit lane. So Namsco clearly not happy with his last run there. Jay King going there as well, up into 11th position, the Spaniard for BRT. Lawrence up in the first sector, a 10th up in the first sector. So we'll see what he can do out on track. With Yasser Saki out on top. Yasser currently for him. Ryan in 2nd, Danny Van Mouten there in 3rd. That is the last time I am going to repeat that on stream. As Lawrence now comes into the middle sector. Can ETA manage a good 1-2 here? 50.2. More like it from ETA Lawrence now coming through the Dutchman in towards turn 11. And up the hill in towards turn number 12. Yeah, FRT did have a qualifying ban because of 2 reprimands that they've picked up so far this season. That was taken by FRT typical for driver qualifying ban. As Lawrence now comes through the final corner on the run to the line and goes 5th in the end. Little bit disappointing, given how good his middle sector was. That's a little bit disappointing from my perspective. And he's there in 5th position. Quartz there in 4th as well. He's looking like a diamond in the rough right now in 4th position. Just trying to see if there's anybody on a lap time right now. Don't think BRT crowding is, or is he? Let's see what the Kick Sauber's doing. Coming out through the right-hand return, number 12 and 13. And he is not on a lap, he's just invalidated. So he is not on a lap. A Rocker, however, did improve 3.5 tenths of a second. He went 16th in the end, 11.4. But still, they're down in 16th position as it stands. But it is Yasasaki out on top. Ryan in 2nd, Danny Van Mouten in 3rd, and currently separated by the top 15, 4 tenths of a second. Just underneath, 4 tenths of a second out on track as well. And with 7.5 minutes to go, there's a flurry of activity once again coming into the pit lane. We're right on board with the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Van Mouten for Team Shazoo. Of course, took the race win in PSGL PSF1 on Monday. And in the end, Joe Murphy took the win, of course, in the Legacy Division last night as well. But Danny Van Mouten try and see who out on top is going to be Yasasaki. If Jack Harrington doesn't know who Yasasaki is, Yasasaki, I think, was part of their academy team. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mateo, in the chat. I'm sure Mateo will probably tell you better, but Yasasaki has been a real revelation, I've got to say, in, I think it was tier 3 PSGL this season, I dare say. Correct me if I'm wrong, as I say, ETA guys there in the chat. Danny Van Rijten about to go on to his third run, 111.146 to try and improve on his lap time. Brendan's must be dreaming. Yeah, he was F2. He was F2. I thought he was. Danny Van Rijten now coming to the left hand of turn number 2. We'll see what the Dutchman can do now through turn number 3. Really tight line. Taking my line through there. Good to see the drivers are actually learning from me. At 21.4 in the first sector from Danny Van Rijten. It's purple in the first sector. Take that with a pinch of salt, though, coming down in towards turn number 5. And Yasasaki out on top. Danny Van Rijten, Ryan there in second. Danny Van Rijten even in third. Tom Roberts as well is on a lap time. And in fact, I think he's actually ahead of him. Out on track right now is Tom for Team Jizu. 50.2 in the middle sector. The man who has carried so much good form recently in the last 2 weeks has been on the podium pretty much every single time I've commentated on him in the last 2 weeks. Tom Roberts now running down the hill in towards turn 13, now in towards turn 14 at the final corner. We'll see what Tom can do. He's definitely improving in this final sector, leading the ERS to the line, goes fourth. That's more like it from Tom. 10th and a half improvement. 10th and a half improvement coming in from Danny Van Rijten as well. 50 flat in the middle sector, shooting to go quicker. 10.9, the first 10 of the session. 10.9, and it's all the 10s for Danny Van Rijten. Currently out on top. Yasasaki responds in the first sector. 21.4. Compared to Danny Van Rijten, I think on a 21.3. Yasasaki's about a 10th down in the first sector. But Danny Van Rijten out on top. Yasasaki in second. This man here, Ryan, currently in third. What is Ryan doing, though, in the middle sector? 50.3, nothing special from the German. Comes in towards the right hand now, turn number 12. We'll see if he can back this lap time up now, coming to the right hand of turn 12, even at Bank Sabadell. Now running down the hill and towards turn 13, and then at New Holland Corner at 14, but no, he bails into the pit lane. Yasasaki, though, was that a purple in the middle sector that I might have seen from the Alpine there? We'll see what he can do, though, coming down the hill, in towards the right hander now, turn at number 13, in towards the right hander now, turn number 14, bails into the pits. Yasasaki bailing into the pit lane. So that is not him improving. A Quartz looking like he's trying to improve. And he is purple in the middle sector, but I think he's purple on his own lap time. Slides the car coming through turn number 10. In through turn number 12 now. And Belgian, of course, for GT10. Looking to try and improve even here in this session. Andrea there in 6th for FRT and behind as well. But Quartz now on the run to the line. And he goes ahead of Tom Roberts, so 11.161, 300ths of a second off the back of Ryan. Andrea not on a lap time right now. Lawrence, however, is. He's 300ths up coming through the middle sector. So we'll see what the E8 man can do out on track. It's still Danny Van Rijten out on top. Yasasaki in second. Ryan there in third. Quartz there currently from the first 4 positions. Oh, Lawrence 50.1 in the middle sector. Compared to with Danny Van Rijten, he's about a 10th off on the back of Danny's time. So Lawrence looking to try and go in that gap between Yasasaki and Ryan, but he invalidates for running too far wide. At turn number 12, it was looking like a cracker lap there from the E8 man. But in fact, his own weakness is his own downfall, coming through the right-hander there, running wide, coming through the corner. That would have been a really good lap time coming in there for Lawrence, but he has not, he has invalidated and will not improve on his lap time just yet, with 3.5 minutes to go in the session. Danny low out on top from Yasasaki in second, Ryan there in third. 45 of you, by the way, tuning in. You can tell there's no PSGL, PSF1, or PCF1, I should say, here tonight. Danny Van Rijten out on top, or Yasasaki in second, Ryan there currently in third. Myself, James Head, taking you through qualifying here tonight in Spain. Of course, Michael Edwards normally alongside me in the commentary box. However, his mother sadly is unwell, so is looking after her tonight, and I wish her all the best, of course, and I wish Mike all the best as well. And I'm sure whatever is going through their heads right now, hopefully everything fixes itself and she'll be okay in the not too distant future. But Danny Van Rijten out on top. Yasasaki in second. Ryan there in third. 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. 0.5 of a second, as Jack mentions there in the chat. In fact, 4.5 of a second. Danny to Furious all the way down the field. 4.5 of a second is not bad at all. to have in terms of the lap times right now. Expect it, I would say, to be even closer by the end of the session as well. Who is your pick for pole position? Let me know in the comment section who you think is going to take pole position here tonight. I'm immediately going to throw out ET8 Lawrence as a potential P1. ET8 have took every single pole position this season. I kid you not. It's a fact, because I've got a statistic to prove it in a little bit. But ET8 have taken, at least with one of their drivers, pole positions in every single race that we have had this season. Which is absolute mad, thinking there are 9 other teams, and they would think to try and give one of the other teams a shot. Top might be tonight. Yasasaki there in second. Lauren third down in 8th position. Danny Van Rijtsen currently top in the session. It is going to be really, really close, but we will see what this man can do out on top. Lauren's on pole is crazy. I've said crazier things on a stream, Renz. You know that behind you as well. But Leonardo now down the hill and towards turn 1. Let's see what the Italian man can do. In toward the right-hander now, turn number 1. Team Avicio. Now through the left-hander 2. Now through the right-hander now, turn number 3. And also starting up on the lap times. Yasasaki, Ryan, Spicer, Lauren's just starting up on runs. Hugh is starting up on the run as well. 7,000 down from Leonardo in the first sector. We'll see what he will be like now coming in towards turn number 4 and 5. Oh, that's going to lose him all the time. If I was him, I'd back off and go for another run personally, but he is going to try and valiantly fire on its lap time. Now coming through 7 and 8, and again, very sideways. This is down on the middle sector for absolute chill. I'll be very surprised if he's improving in this middle sector split. Leonardo having to try and save a lot of ERS as well through this middle sector, and he is down 700th of a second down. It could have been a 50.1 if he ironed out some of them mistakes. Now coming up the hill though, in towards the right-hander of turn number 12. We'll see what Leonardo can do. We'll run up with the Yasasaki and Ryan in just a second, but Leonardo first to come across the line. Can he find anything special in this final sector for the Italian team? The team of Visio, the Maltese team, can't in the end, doesn't find an improvement. Ryan is finding an improvement though, 600 up on the run to line with Ryan, and he doesn't improve in the end. Yasasaki bails into the pit lane, that is him done from the session. Danny Van Rijtsen is 1100 down on the middle sector. Namsko as well has crashed out, coming to the left-hander turn number 8, so that is him out of the session. So we are seeing a lot of improvement. Lawrence, by the way, went 3rd, so it means ET will not be on pole position for the first time this season. It could be this man here, though. Danny Van Rijtsen, the Dutchman, in towards now the final corner. On the run toward the line comes the Ferrari man. Does he improve? No, he doesn't, but it's good enough currently for pole position. Anybody else improving further down the field? Quartz, 4,000 up in the middle sector. Not really doing anything special compared to Danny's middle sector, but we'll see what Quartz can do. Now in towards the right-hand turn number 12, through 13, and then through the final corner now, turn number 14. We'll see what Quartz can do. Is this going to be a diamond time here for the GT10 man on the run toward the line? No, not quite in the end. Rick Gambay, they're not improving either. Spider not improving. Furious not improving either. Leonardo was done, and I think that's the end of qualifying. I don't think anybody else is on a lap time, and no, they're not. Danny Van Rijtsen, the one out on top. Team Shizou. And now begs the question that my graphic is now outdated somewhat because Shizou have now taken pole position. But Danny Van Rijtsen out on top, Yasasaki in second, Lawrence there in third. Good showing from the E-Shape boys. Second and third, exactly what they need, I think, in terms of trying to put that stranglehold, of course, on this championship going into the second half of the season. Danny out on top in Con 1 tonight from Yasasaki in second, Lawrence there in third. We're just waiting on Spicer, I think, to bail into the pit lane, and also on Lawrence to retire, and then we are good to go, going straight into the race. Of course, there is, of course, a restart between qualifying and the race. Normally is in most leagues these days on F1 24, and if you've been missing an action like Maze has done, honestly, these restarts do take 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes to do, because Ryan is so quick at doing the grid order, so quick at getting the lobby up and running. Everyone stays, I think, in the same lobby, and then we'll be pretty much good to go. But Danny Van Rijtsen out on top, Yasasaki second, Lawrence there in third. And we will run down the full grid order right now. Eventually, we will. There we are. Danny Van Rijtsen out on top. 500th of a second clear of Yasasaki in second. ET8 Lawrence there in third. So Ferrari from Alpine Aston Martin there in fourth with Ryan. GT10 there in fifth. TTM JT there in fifth on the Haas. Quartz there in 6th with Tom Roberts in 7th, Andreev FRT there in 8th with Namsko in 9th, and Max Power ran off the top 10 after his penalties last week. Spicer there in 11th, the Furious in 12th, Acid there in 13th, Leonardo 14th, thousandth of a second covering those three guys, Rick Gambay in 15th, and it's after Kevin, Jay King, crowding a rocket, and then Typical, of course, took their qualifying ban right down on the back end of the field. I'm going to go for an intermission break. I'm going to catch a nice bit of a drink. I will be back with you in just a few moments' time, and I will be back with you probably in the next, 2 or 3 minutes? Welcome back, everyone, to Esports Masters League. I shall not keep you waiting any longer because I've got a new graphic to show, and that is the tale of the season so far between ET8 and Team Chazoo coming into tonight. Now, bearing in mind that we've just seen qualifying and this graphic is now outdated, Pole positions count currently 5 for ETA through the first 5 races of the season, and 1 for Team Gazoo, of course, with Danny Van Ryten picking up on pole position. Wins this season, we've had 4 from ETA, unbelievably, and then 1 from Team Gazoo. Either Team Gazoo or ETA have wrapped up the wins so far this season, which is absolutely mad. Podiums, 7 podiums for ETA combined, and 4 podiums for Team Gazoo combined as well with all of their drivers. And the points, 231 points for ETA coming into tonight and 161 for Team Gazoo. Just thought I'd make that graphic just to try and show you a little bit of a different side, maybe more of an analytical side from ETA and Team Gazoo's perspective, see how they've done in terms of the seasons. But right now, ETA currently top the standings coming into tonight. And speaking of the standings, oh, that's the wrong graphic. There we go. There's the standings. ETA out on top on 231 points. Team Gazoo in second on 161. NLR in third on 147.5. We're going to get underway very, very shortly indeed. CPI in fourth on 110. Then Team McSawyer in fifth on 82. Future Racing Team in sixth on 71. I have a feeling they might do quite well tonight. Bunker Racing Team in seventh on 67.5. Then Grand Track 10 on 67. Top Team Motorsport in ninth on 64. And then Avisio there in 10th on 50 points. As we will bring you now live to the lobby and live into the action about to start here for the 35 laps that we're about to have here around the Spanish Grand Prix. In fact, before we do that, I can show you the track map. 4.6 kilometers and then 14 turns, 2.893 miles. And of course, 2 DRS homes, one down the soft infiltrating towards turn number 1, one down in towards turn number 10. Uphill, downhill, a lot of elevation change that this track, of course, provides. It also provides a lot of overtaking opportunities as well. So the Spanish Grand Prix about to begin out on track. Let me know in the comment section who you think is going to take this race win out on track here in Spain. Are you going to go with ETA going for a 5th win in a row? Or are you going to go for Team Gazoo? Of course, had their first win right back at round 1, I think, of the season. And that was Danny Van Ryten who took the race win as well. But we can now go live onto the track. It is beautiful blue skies and sunshine out on track, which is really good to see. And that means everyone is going to be on a set of dry compound of tyres. So let's see how everyone gets on. Of course, we will ready up when Ryan tells us to, and hopefully nobody decides to jump the gun in terms of potentially getting out on track ahead of everyone else and getting an unfair advantage. But everyone is in the correct order. As I say, very quick turnaround. Thanks to Ryan for the very quick turnarounds that he does pretty much every single time he's hosted the lobby. And of course to Matteo, who's hosted the lobbies in the past here as well. But round 6, who do you think is going to take the win? Let me know in the comment section. I will give you my prediction when we go to 5 red lights. In terms of strategies around this track, expect probably mediums, hards, or hard to mediums. I would imagine drivers will be taking a set of soft compound tyres towards the end of the race. Really depends on seeing how much they last though on that set of soft compound tyres. I think the race that I saw around here, I think was in PSGL this season. We had what, 5-6 laps on a set of soft compound tyres, and then drivers were already going off the cliff in terms of the tyres. They wear off at a plus 6% ratio around this track, plus 6% even in terms of the tyre wear per lap. So that means drivers are going to be shot by 5 or 6 laps into the race. So avoid a set of soft compound tyres at your peril. Hards to mediums, probably the strategy to go on, I would think. Mediums are very quick towards the second half of the race, especially in the final 12 laps or so of this race. And the set of hard compound tyres, if you do want to get that to the end of the race, they are more durable. They wear off at about 4% per lap around this track, so they can carry beyond the halfway stage at a very, very good rate as well. So we'll see what everyone will go for in terms of the choice of tyres very soon indeed. I can spy on Namsco, by the way, in the graphic. 1 hards, 1 mediums, so I'm not sure if that's allowed within the rules and regulations here right now from Namsco, but you never know. Most GP comes around this track sometimes. They might be trying to go one soft compound tyre there, 1 hard there, 1 medium there. You never really know. But, of course, Namsco will be out on probably a set of hard compound tyres, I'm assuming, out on track. We are just waiting for the ready up to be given right now in the chat from Ryan. The drivers are being given a lot of time to get the final preparation set up, the final setting set up as well, and everything will be good to go in hopefully just a few moments' time. But I will let you know my prediction right now. I honestly think we're going to see a lights to flag victory from Danny Van Rechten. I think he might be the one to watch out for tonight. He is on pole position. He took the race win, of course, on Monday. He's in very good form recently. He might be the one to watch out for. And do you know what? I'm going to go potentially Tom Roberts for the race win as well. I think both Team Gazoo drivers have got a really good chance. Not anything against EC8 with the second and third position. JT has left the session. Hopefully, Ryan might have to invite him in very quickly indeed. He has been kicked from the session, so this might warrant a restart. I will get confirmation on this very, very soon indeed. And he has managed to rejoin. His car might be on the grid. It all depends on whether or not he can take control. As we are about to go to 5 red lights, we're about to find out whether or not he does, but I will put in the chat very soon indeed if there is a restart or not. But Danny Van Rechten leads across the line to lead us away, but he is under pressure from Yasasaki, and Yasasaki's under pressure there from Lawrence. It looks like JT has managed to retake control of his car, running down and towards turn number 1. He's right down in 9th, 10th position. In fact, he's actually gone off the track as JT. Yasasaki leading the way, Ryan in second, Danny Van Rechten in third, and JT has retired from the session, and that is already a safety car. Safety car deployed, out on track, and in the end, because he got kicked, he can't take control of his car. There is absolutely no way that is very, very fair at all. So I'm imagining that it is going to be a restart. I personally think it should be a restart. So I am calling it. We are going to have a restart. He has, of course, with this game, how the frame rate drop occurs, everything will occur right now, and it is going to be a restart. I think it's the only fairest possible thing we can do, given how he lost control of his car, given how that started just before the father lights came out. So we are going to have a restart here tonight, and that has been called literally lap 1. Literally lap 1. We're not waiting for a few more laps like we did earlier on in the season. Lap 1. We are now going to have this restart, and it is just because of JT leaving the session. So drivers will be informed that it is going to be restart. You can see drivers now retiring out on track, and hopefully the word will get around. I'm speaking this on the stream as well so that everyone is aware that there is going to be a restart. Yes, everyone will retire out on track, and then, because the grid order is the same, we can literally get back underway. So there's going to be a restart. It's the only fairest thing I can do from my perspective, not only being as a commentator, but only being an admin as well. Everyone will retire out on track, and then we'll be good to go out on track very soon, indeed, for the race. Really unfortunate there for JT. It's either we create a new lobby, and the same thing occurs and he gets kicked out once again, and we try again, or it's to give him a chance. And because that happened before the 5 red light sequence, he got kicked out, couldn't take control of his car. That is why we are having that restart. So just to make it crystal clear for anybody that is doubting, the restart is justified from our perspective. He cannot take control of his car. It's the only fairest thing we can do for TTM and indeed for all of the teams as well. So there we are. There we are. Accepted or not, that is the decision that has been made. But we will skip through very quickly indeed. I am going to take you on an intermission break right now, and we will be back very shortly indeed. as after all of that debacle, we are going to see everything going on out on track, but we are going to be getting going right now for the restart. I apologise that we went completely and utterly berserk, I think, within the chat, within everything else. We are going to get underway very, very shortly indeed. Everyone is to start on the same time that we're going to start the race on, and if anybody does, they will be either be getting a points deduction or anything else as per the rules and regulations, of course, of EML, which I will have a look at, of course, after the race if anybody decides to do that. But we will be going very soon indeed. Gives us a chance now for the drivers to get setups on, get everything else on, and of course, it is going to be a dry race. It was reported by Ryan that it was going to be fully dry, and in the end, it is going to be really interesting, I think, to see how everyone gets on out on track and how these racers and drivers will progress, of course, as we go forward. There will be no more restarts. Anybody gets kicked out of the session, probably just going to try and take things as we are. See, of course, how things go on. But we are back live. We are now back underway. I'm about to get underway very, very shortly indeed for the racing out on track here tonight in EML. Finally, we will get live and into the racing very soon indeed. It was going to be a full dry race, so that means everyone is starting on the dry compound attire. Everyone will be starting on the same compound attire that we're going to start the race on anyways. So, otherwise, it will be a disqualification from the rules, as Ryan has pointed out indeed. Yes. Hang on a minute. Yeah, they will be disqualified from the rules and regulations. However, now, 5 red lights are about to go out. Hopefully nobody disconnects. And it is... lights out and away we go, and Danny Van Rijten gets a very good start this time around. Yasasaki alongside him on the grid, but Yasasaki again, really good start compared to Danny. Danny bogging down off the line, and now Lawrence is on the outside line in towards turn 1. Yasasaki leads through turn 1. Danny Van Rijten in second, Ryan in third, Lawrence in fourth. I think everyone is clean through in the background this time around, which is good to see. They're 2x2 in the background with Max Power's Spies going side by side. We've also got Acid and Furious side by side. But Yasasaki leads the way. Lawrence to the inside line now, and Ryan. Ryan, in fact, gets the inside line now for turn number 3. Now through 4. And in towards turn number 5. As contact further down the field. Namskull dropping down the field. Along with Tom Roberts having a big squirm there coming through the left-hander now. For turn number 5. Everyone is clean through. We'll get the tyres on right now and all of that jazz. Most drivers, though, bit of a half split, to be honest. Some on a set of hards, some on a set of mediums. Most drivers, it seems, start on a set of medium compound tyres, 11 on a set of mediums, 9 on a set of hards. You can decipher for yourself who's on what tyre. Now down into the left-hander of turn number 10. Is going very wide there is JT. And now Tom Roberts gets the move done to the inside line of him. So he's through, he's into 7. JT there down on 8. And then Namskill there in P9. Very aggressive fighting early on throughout the mid-pack, throughout the field. Quartz right on the back of V8 Lawrence. Also sideways there in the background is JT. Namskill right on the pressure from him as well. But Yasasaki leads down the straight in towards turn 1 from Danny Van Rijten in second. Ryan there in third. JT might be having secondary issues, potentially getting overtaken 3 wide down the straight in towards turn number 1. Namskill leads the way then that pack into P8. Spies there in P9. JT there down in P10. Not sure if JT's connection is entirely the most stable right now. Coming to the right hand of turn number 3. He's getting pushed, in fact, by Leonardo right on the background of him as well. Furious looking to the inside line as well. Maybe trying to hold up with the TTM tactics like they tried to do in the Singapore sprint race last night in Legacy Division. Trying to do exactly the same thing here tonight in EML. Switching to the inside line is Furious on the back of Leonardo. Can't find the way through Rick Gambay as well. So we've got Haas for TTM, CPI, TTM, CPI, and then you've got a random alpha there in the background for Avisio, completing that for the Williams. But Yasasaki leading the way, Danny Van Rijten there in second, Ryan there currently in third, everyone now settling down into the rhythm, and Yasasaki getting the start, getting the jump once again, like he did on Danny Van Rijten under the restart, now beginning to try and pull away. Most positions gained out on track, 4 for Max Power. He is up into 6th position, still on that set of mediums, and now about to see maybe side by side down the straight because Ryan looks to the back of Danny Van Rijten, and he's going to now cascade to the inside line, and Yasasaki might be forced to take the lead here to the inside line through turn number 1. J King there is sped even into the pit lane, puts up a 10-second penalty to speed into the pitch. Remember, race director has to be provided if that penalty does want to get removed, as Ryan now on the back of Yasasaki looks to the inside line at turn number 4. He's got so much more speed, so much more grip it seems, coming through the early part of the corners. Now looking to the outside line of turn number 5. Trying to get the move done as the German. Max Power in behind along with Quartz and Lawrence going side by side as well. Yasasaki though leads the way. Ryan in second. Danny Van Ruiten in third. Quartz and Lawrence fighting very aggressively to the curve through 7. Nearly cascading into a bit of a contact there through 8. Now in towards turn number 1. Quartz still on the inside line. Lawrence just about holds sway and gives Max Power now the beautiful run. Round the outside and towards turn number 10. Can the Avisio man hang on to the position? Tries to get the switch back, can't manage the move. Yasasaki leads. Ryan in second. Danny Van Ruiten there in third. Hectic start to the race here in Spain. And with it being dry, everyone is on. Literally on fire right now, potentially in terms of the size, potentially in terms of the moves. We're right on board with Quartz, running down in towards turn number 1. There goes Ryan to the inside line, on the back of Yasasaki, and there goes Danny Van Ruiten, and both of them to the inside line. Beautiful move by Danny Van Ruiten, job done into the race lead. Everything tactical early on. Ryan there in second, Yasasaki there in third. Seems like the E8 guys are now going to fight side by side, because Lawrence is right on the back of this as well. Quartz Max Power in behind along with Tom Roberts. So everyone showing a real nice bit of ground right now. Tyres are on my screen, so that should be all okay now. Danny Van Ruiten though leading the way out on top from Ryan in second. Yasasaki there currently in third. Everyone now settling down into the rhythm, into the rhyme. Is Lawrence going to be under pressure from the back of Quartz? It was sideways there. Coming out through the right-hander of turn number 9. And then in towards turns 10 and 11. Tom Roberts eyeing up a move on the back of Max Power to the inside line and towards turn number 10. The Brit tries to go side by side now with the Austrian. The Austrian might hang him out to dry through Bank Sabadell at turn 12. And in the end, Max Power gets the corner first, gets ahead of Tom Roberts, and he remains there down in P7. Spicer that down in P8 right now. But everyone really going in a big old DRS train. Rick Gambe and Furious could potentially be the split further down the field. But otherwise, everyone behaving themselves right now. Ryan on the back of Danny Van Ruiten to the inside line, takes the race lead off the back of the Dutchman, and also in the background, I think Spicer looking for the inside line there on Tom Roberts, nearly forcing the move. Very aggressive fight. Tom Roberts nearly pushing him off the track. Spicer now on the inside line through turn number 3. Don't want to make contact through here, guys. Ryan and Spicer fighting very aggressively, very similar to what they did in Zandvoort, of course, 2 weeks ago even. Nowadays, 3 wide in the background as well. I think that was typical crowding, and also Leonardo maybe having a slight bit of a contact, and they're dropping down the field, in fact, with a rocker, so they've actually lost the split from the train on this lap time around. But Ryan there leading the way, Danny Van Ruiten in second, Yasasaki in third, and Yasasaki right on the back of the Brit. PSGL F2-man all over the back of the PSGL F1 race winner in Brazil on Monday in Danny Van Ruiten, who is, remember, on that set of hard compounder tyres. Now run up the hill once again, in towards turn number 12, through Bank Sabadell. On the ball with Yasasaki, carried all of this helicopter cam, all the way down, hopefully in towards turn number 1, through the final corner, with the man, the Brit, through there in P3 right now. It's a Quartz design up a move, potentially Lawrence just in behind as well. Danny Van Ruiten once again, switching to the inside line, gets the move done. Quartz this time attempting to go all the way around the outside on the back of Lawrence. Lawrence might hang him out to dry. Quartz is still there, to be fair, and he might get this move done around the outside through turn number 3. A little bit of a lag forward there from Lawrence. Might get half a car length ahead. Nearly a 3/4 car length ahead down towards turn number 4. Quartz is still there on the outside line, still trying to fight the move. Lawrence hangs him off though. Lawrence through and he's into 4th. Quartz there in 5th. Really nice battling going on out on track. Not too aggressive, not too mean. Hopefully these guys carried up. It is lap 6 out of 33. I did say 35 laps earlier on. It's 33 laps, remember, here in Spain. But Danny Van Ruiten now leading the way. Ryan in second, Yasasaki there in third. Lawrence Quartz there running off the top 4. Bit of a split now happening, it seems, in the background. Namsko trying to gain on the back of Spicer even. He's trying to gain on the back of Tom Roberts in the meantime as well. Quartz is all over the back of Lawrence there for P4. And Max Power's getting in the mix here as well, down in towards turn number 14 through New Holland Corner. Of course, getting rid of the chicane in recent years here in Spain. Ryan on the back, under pressure now actually from Yasasaki. Is Yasasaki going to attempt the move, or is Ryan going to go for the move on the back of Danny? Neither happened in the end. Tom Roberts though, move on Max Power, nearly. And Rick Gambe getting the move done The Italian through and he's into 11th on the back of JT, who is lagging there slightly, I've got to say. So JT, his connection might not be the best potentially. We did have that restart though, just to try and give him that fresh set. Obviously give him a fresh lobby as well, and it seems like that has done the trick. So, you may call me behind my back, quite literally. Oh, Spicer's inside of Tom Roberts. Not sure what was going on there. You might call me behind my back, but I think the restart was justified in the end. JT obviously down in 12th position, had an absolute wretched restart once again, but he's there in P12, so trying to gain out on top. Oh, and fake Scouser. Fake Scouser from Tom Roberts. It's not as bad as Joe Murphy being a fake Irishman in Legacy Division, of course. But Danny Van Rijten leading the way, Ryan in second, Yasasaki there in third. Lawrence in fourth with Corson Fit, then Max Power, Tom Roberts, then Spicer, Namskill, Furious top 10, Rigambe JT, then to Alpha, Kevin, and then it's Andrea, Acid top 15, Rocket Typical, Crowding, J King, and Leonardo, who actually came in the pit lane on a set of soft compound tires. Everyone just settling down into the rhythm. Ryan looking for the move there, slightly towards turn number 1, locks up, and this is all the time actually going through the corner. So, that means Danny Van Rijten can try and sneak away just slightly as JT picks up the first 3-second penalty of the night. J King, of course, picking up a 10-second penalty earlier on in the race. And to Alpha Kevin is side by side with Furious. Could get a little bit messy in the mid-pack. Now to the outer line through turn number 4. JT there to the inside line. Is still just jumping forward there ever so slightly. Looking to the inside line with Alpha Kevin. I think he realises there might be a little bit of lag going on, but Acid doesn't realise that on the back of Andrea. Now the FLT and GT10 man, side by side briefly. Looks to the inside line through 7. Not going to get that one done. Acid has to remain in behind. Back to the leaders. And Danny Van Rijten leading the way. Ryan in second, Yasasaki in third, Lawrence in fourth. Tom Roberts there, side by side in the background with Max Power. Just caught that in the background, a shot now. Trying to go side by side up the hill in towards turn number 12. And in the end, Max Power forfeiting the ground to try and fight with that move from Tom. But you can see, set of hard compounded tyres now already beginning to come into play compared to the mediums. And Tom, hopefully, is going to prove that fact. Down in towards turn number 1. Danny Van Rijten about to be overtaken for the race lead as well from Ryan. Ryan to the inside line. Down in towards turn number 1. Gets the job done. Tom, in the end, doesn't manage to move on the back of him as the Haas boys, the TTM boys even, JT and Furious, swap positions there for 11th and 12th position. Really nice going on early on here in Spain. We knew it would be pretty decent, I think, in terms of the standards of driving. So far, so good on this front. Hopefully not many reports going to be coming in. I know drivers might be complaining from qualifying, that is for sure, with goal scene being off. But we will learn our lessons. We will, of course, go forward as the season progresses. Ryan, though, leading the way. Danny Van Rijten in second. Yasasaki there currently in third position. Lawrence there in fourth. Port's there in fifth. Right in behind. We are near enough through the first third race distance. Let me know if you think that this race is going to plan right now, with Ryan currently leading the way and chops and changes for the race lead and everything going on in behind as well. Could eye up a move from Yasasaki and Lawrence on the back of Danny Van Rijten. Down in towards turn 1. There was a yellow flag in sector 3 and JT is off, coming through turn 13. JT off, coming through turn 13. Corson Lawrence nearly going side by side once again. Danny Van Rijten half look on Ryan, in towards turn 1. Trying to get the move done. Doesn't. Dalfa Kevin is through on Furious and Andrea to the inside line as well. In the Visa RB. Nearly pushed off track. Forced off track there. Damage there for the Haas. Oh, and Andrea nearly goes flipping up onto the grass. How on earth he has managed to keep that going? If he hasn't got floor damage, I'll be very surprised. Furious there immediately apologising. Little bit of a weave there. Either to say, I'm sorry, mate, or maybe that was Andre's fault and he is a little bit peed off with that. But Furious there down in 13th, Andrea there down in 14th. Furious is the one that's got damage. Stewards are going to have a look at that one for absolute sure. Ryan, though, leading the way. Danny Van Rijten there in second, and then it is Yasasaki there in third. That yellow flag again is for JT, further down the field. Clearly having issues on the car. And has he got damage as well? No, I think he's continuing on. May just be having a few issues there out on track. Yasasaki on the back. And Danny Van Rijten, full step wide with that dirty air coming through the final corner. Now Lawrence tries to get on the front as well. On the front foot, Danny Van Rijten on the back of the Ryan, on the back of Ryan, down in towards turn number 1. The German not conceding the position just yet. Max Power tries to get a very bad run. Coming out of turn number 1, and Tom now on the back. Tries to get a very good run in the meantime as well. Crowding out Furious and Andrea further down the field as well. Here comes Tom on the outside line of Max Power. Tries to go all the way around the outside. And what we could call him the fake Scouser. He is a Scouser, and he'll never walk alone with that move. Tom Roberts do, and he's into 6th. Really nice move there by Tom. Eyed that up, I think, coming through turn number 3. Was on the back of the outside line. Outside line so good. Lawrence has made a mistake, though, in the background. Lawrence has made a significant error. Coming through turn 7 and 8, getting caught, I think, on the curb. And now, all of a sudden, ET8 3rd and 5th from what was 3rd and 4th. Lawrence has only lost 1 position. But that gravel on his tyres will definitely not suit him at all well in the first third of this contest. Ryan Mill leading the way. Danny Van Routen in 2nd. Yasasaki there in 3rd. We're going to go on to lap 12 out of 33. And we'll see if anybody is going to rampage on the back. Danny Van Routen might have to take the lead here because he is closing in very quickly to the back of Ryan. But there goes Yasasaki to the inside line. Danny Van Routen has to realise that, and Ryan cuts him off the pass, realises that he's there, and the German hangs on. In the end, from what could have been significant contact, ended up being no contact at all. So really good driving by all drivers there out on track, making sure that the risk is not well and truly rewarded this time around. And Quartz right on the back of these guys as well. 9-car train. Then you've got Rick Gambay, Acid all fighting out for positions along with the Alpha Kevin. And then you've got a separate crowd with crowding typical Furious and Rocco and Andrea all in that mid-pack. Leading the way though, Ryan out on top. The NLR man under pressure from Danny Van Routen. DVR, as we like to call them there, in the left-hander now of turn number 10. The catch onto the back of the leader. Apostle has possibly caught JT out, I think, earlier on. That's why we saw him spin coming through turn number 13. There is a Apostle there on the outside line. Hopefully nobody proves that as I'm on board with them coming in towards turn 13. But Lawrence is into the pits. Lawrence, after that trip into the gravel, is into the pit lane. Pitting early. Probably not the best thing to do, I'll be honest. On a set of mediums, now going on a set of hards, he will be on towards the end of the race. We'll see what Lawrence can do as Danny Van Routen gets the move done on Ryan for the race lead. On board with Lawrence's pit stop. Set of hards go on, and that'll be him now to the end of the race. Will be a real stretch, getting 20 laps. They're really more durable on this game compared to any other F1 game that we've had. And in the end, Lawrence out of the pit lane. My fear is whether or not they'll be fresh towards the end of the race. I think they will get to the end, don't get me wrong, but I think they won't be fresh towards the end of the race, which gives the likes of Danny Van Routen and Tom Roberts to play, I think, later on in the race, which is where I've gone for them 1-2. They'll be on that set of mediums towards the end of the race, and Tom, speaking of which, is right on the back of Quartz in towards turn number 10. Oh, thought he was going to get onto the back of him a bit too close there, to be honest. Quartz there in 4th. And then down there in 5th position is him. Tallow saying in the chat, PSL is fine. I'm happy that PS4 can play crossplay again. I'm also happy that PS4 can play crossplay again. Otherwise, you wouldn't be having a stream right now, as Tom Roberts is continuing on along with Ryan. But we've got a majority of the medium runners in. Yasasaki in. Quartz in. Max Power in. And Spicer all into the pit lane. Everyone else continuing on, looking for the fresh set of mediums even toward the end of the race. They'll be pitting in from around about lap 19, lap 20 towards the end of the race. They will try and last those mediums out, however, on that stint. So Yasasaki out of the pit lane, Port's out of the pits, Max Power out of the pits, and Spicer also out of the pit lane. They are coming out in relatively clear air because there is Lawrence coming out side by side with Max Power. Ooh, nearly chops him off at the bit there, but I think Max Power realised he was on the outside line, to be fair. Lawrence is ahead of him. So Lawrence ahead of Max Power, also ahead of Spicer, which is good for him. But whether or not, as I say, those tyres will be fresh towards the end of the race is a different thing. Back to the front. Are we going to see, potentially, Ryan and the likes into the pit lane? Namsco, Alpha Kevin should be following in, you would imagine, as well. Ryan's definitely got to cover. He's definitely got to try and just cover off the fact of these guys being on the set of mediums and behind. And yes, he does. Ryan into the pit lane. Is Namsco going to be in the pit lane there as well? In behind. Yes, he is. Oh, an idiot pit wall there. Goodness me, the Frenchman. Oh, and Alpha Kevin has hit the pit wall. He's in the pits, and it's a safety car. Safety car deployed out on track. He's crashed into the pit lane, taking too much speed. The Alpha Kevin causes the first safety car of the night on lap 15. And that is not good news if you're Danny Van Mouten or Tom Roberts. In fact, actually it is, because safety cars just came out. You've gone past them. They are in dire straits. Everyone is into the pit lane. Set of hard compound tyres going on. Typical has to be forced on a set of mediums to the end of the race, along with Furious, along with Andrea. I think the main call is now for Team Shazoo. Definitely going to have that. Literally saw into the pit lane. Namsko, did I or did I not, briefly just run on board with him and say that he nearly hit the pit wall. And then about 10 seconds later, not even that, the Alpha Kevin takes too much speed and crashes into the pit lane. Yeah. Is that down as a commentator's curse? Probably yes. But Danny Van Mouten leading the way, Tom in second, Asad down in third. You can see how the Ferrari guys are going to approach this, how the Team Shazoo guys are going to approach this. Danny Van Mouten will try and pin in first. Tom Roberts will try and slow down enough on the back, obviously within 10 car lengths of the car ahead and behind. Asad, luckily, is off the pace compared to Tom, so they can try and get a little bit of a double stack going on here, potentially. So Danny Van Mouten into the pit lane. Tom's going to try and give enough time for Danny to come in the pit lane, get out, and then for him to come out in the pit lane. Asad, as you can see, 1.3 seconds in behind coming in the pit, so it's perfectly fine. Tom in behind is going to hope that Danny Van Mouten doesn't get held up too much. Tom will not get held up too much either. The pit crew is ready for him, and that is about a 2-second loss, I think, if that, from Tom. So not too bad at all. Really nicely done. He has come out behind Asad. Probably won't be too happy with that. But look at where they are coming out of the pit lane. Asad and Tom Roberts are potentially ahead of the crowd here. He is. At least Asad is on that set of mediums. And Tom Roberts is as well. So Tom Roberts is ahead of Yasasaki. Ahead of Quartz. Danny Van Mouten still in the lead. Ryan in second. Asad there in third. From what could have been a net P4, P5 to, in the end, being a very, very good result for Team Shazoo. That tactic from Tom, just giving Danny Van Mouten enough time for him to come in the pit lane. Tom losing about a second, second and a half, 2 seconds, in around that time frame in the pit lane. Losing that, he's there in fifth, he's on a set of mediums. Watch out for them, because they're going to be really quick initially in this race. Don't know why somebody decided to pin Jack Harrington's post there in the chat. Cars will definitely be fastest to the end of the race. Avatar mentioned that in the chat. They will definitely be quicker towards the end of the race. But the mediums initially are going to probably be about 5 or 6 tenths quicker over the first 3 or 4 laps on average. So watch out. Danny Van Mouten could potentially pull away. Remember Brazil in the wet? Remember that race? Danny Van Mouten could do that again here tonight in EML. If not, look out for Tom Robertson behind, look out for Asad and a set of mediums, but more importantly, watch out for the hard runners later on in the race. Likes of Ryan, the likes of Namsko, likes of Yasasaki. If they can hold in there on that set of hards, in the early stages, when we get back underway and lead to safety car, when we get back underway, they can hold on to the back of Danny, Asad, Tom, and if they get past, they could be cooking something up special towards the end of the race. So it all will really depend on how things go out on track. Danny there leading the way, Ryan in second, Asad there in third. Ooh, Asad just lagging there slightly on my end. Not sure if you might have caught that on your end as well, guys, but Asad there in third, lagging there very, very slightly indeed. Whoever didn't pit got extremely lucky, yeah. Whoever didn't pit, Danny Van Mouten, Tom Roberts, Asad, got very lucky on the set of mediums. It's just whether or not, though, they can get to the end of the race. We saw how fast the mediums go off. They go off around about 9 or 10 laps into their stint. Then you are on absolute tenterhooks for the rest of that stint. So, Danny, Asad, Tom, gonna be really interesting to see how they manage their tyres and how they get to the end of the race. Track position matters more. However, I'd probably argue against that, given how this scenario is going to play out, because the medium runners are so quick off the line. Track position, I think what's going to happen, if there's no more safety cars, no more VSCs in this race, this is going to get quite tactical again, and you're going to see the hard runners back in play. Absolutely guaranteed. So it's going to be really interesting to see how things get on out on track. But the safety car, Virtual Burmalander, is now in this lap, and that means Danny Van Rijten is the Virtual Burmalander. He's now the virtual safety car. It's Namsko the one that's actually lagging in behind. So be careful, Tom and Yasasaki in behind as well. Just try not to get caught up at all. But Danny Van Rijten is now the Virtual Burmalander. He is now the virtual safety car, about to get us underway. We are halfway through the race, and it's Danny that leads the way from Ryan in second, Asin Namsko, Tom, then Yasasaki, Quartz, Lawrence, Max Power, Spies at top 10, and Danny Van Rijten goes immediately. Coming out through the right-hand turn number 13, and look at the gap he's got already compared to Ryan. He wants to secure this race right from the outset. He wants to now put prisoners in that prison cell. Right in behind, down in towards turn number 1. Danny Van Rijten scoots away. Inside line for Spicer in the background, trying to get the move done on Max Power. Gets the move done down in towards turn 1. Andrea and Arocca are going to be side by side as well. And the Red Bull and the RB side by side through turn number 1. Forceful move, and Arocca in the end coming out backwards out of that, and now losing the Furious as a result. Namsko and Tom side by side as well. Tom now getting the move done up into 4th. Namsko there in 5th. Really good start to this race once again. Danny though leading the way. And look at the gap. Didn't I predict this? Danny Van Rijten leading the way. 1.1 seconds the gap. If he can pull away enough to try and bring Ryan Acid out of that comfort zone, Acid will try and follow Ryan. This race is going to split. This race is going to happen and split. And also getting caught out while there was Quartz in the background. But Danny Van Rijten leading the way. 1.2 seconds. He's approaching this exactly how he did in PSGL on Monday in Brazil. Albeit in the wet, he translated what was an absolute fantastic opening 2 laps into what he's doing now. 1.5 seconds the gap. It's not a big gap, don't get me wrong. It's not a big gap, but it's a big gap at this stage in the race. Acid to the inside line, and Ryan gets the job done. So now, what Ryan is going to have to do, for the first time probably in NLR in EML this season, is work with another team. Ryan has got very cold tyres. You can tell on that Aston Martin, he has got very cold tyres right now. I think that was Tales mentioning that in the chat. Definitely got that set of hard, not warmed up whatsoever. Acid is low on ERS, so no matter what Danny Van Rijten's done, he can now battery save just that little bit extra compared to Acid. Knowing that Acid is a little bit, as 10% less than him, Danny Van Rijten can now fuel save and tyre save and ERS save. This is going to look good for Danny Van Rijten come the end of the race. It's just if those mediums can get to the end of the race. Tom Roberts, however, though, could be the underdog within this race. As I say, I've been raving on about him in this race. There in P4, he has had such good form. The last 2 weeks that I've commentated him, I think he's finished 2nd or 3rd, or even took a race win every single time I've commentated him. This time it's no exception, because Tom is right on the back of Ryan. Now coming to the right hand of New Holland at turn 14. Gets caught on the curb there slightly, and now is the Ferrari going to set this up on the back of Ryan. Is Ryan going to let Tom go, potentially? Is Ryan going to get the move done on Acid? He might do on the outside line, in towards turn number 1. Ryan sweeps around the outside. His tyres are definitely warmed up now, but what disadvantage is that going to be for the guys in behind? Tom Roberts needs to get ahead of this, ideally, to get him, Acid, and Ryan back into playing this race. Otherwise, Danny Van Rijten is going to rout the field once again here tonight in EML. Oh, Tom goes around the outside line. Really, really close to contact. In fact, I think there was contact coming through the corner there. Quartz and Namsko side by side. The Belgian and the Frenchman side by side. Wing mirrors apart. Wing tips apart. Coming through the left-hander. Bit of contact there. Rear end front end damage potentially for Quartz. Not sure if there was a bit of carbon fibre kicking off there. The Quartz now on the front foot compared to Namsko. Pulls the inside line. Namsko moves across on him. It is one movement, though, within the braking zone. Chose that to perfection. And Namsko remains in 6th. I think Quartz realising that down in 7th. But leading the way, Danny Van Rijten leading the way. Ryan there in 2nd. Because he went for that move, Ryan, look at how much time he's lost. He's even lost a 2nd this lap compared to Danny ahead of him. Danny is flying. Ryan doesn't know what to do. And Acid and Tom are going to have to do the donkey work in this pack. Tom, I think more than anyone, is going to have to try and do this. But it's whether or not Team Tazoo want to 1-2, or whether or not Tom just wants to bide his time and he can come later on in the race to try and steal a P2 out on track. It's fascinating. It is really fascinating out on track. It's really good to see. It's going to be an interesting one. Put it that way. Spicer right on the back of Namsko. Namsko under pressure. Outside line now for Spicer. In towards turn number 5. Forced out to the gravel. Nearly. Spicer gets the move done. Namsko comes out on that in a little bit of a ghost mode there. Not sure what was going on there, but Spicer got the move done cleanly around the outside and got the job done. Probably Namsko won't be happy with that, but Spicer definitely will be. He's feeding into 8. And that big old DRS train is happening once again. Typical to the inside on BRT crowding. Oh my word, nearly hits the back of Namsko into the left-hander of turn number 12. Goodness me. These guys are really trying to now force the issue out on track. But Danny Van Ryten leads the way. Acid, because he's taking up the donkey work now, has only gained 0.2 of a second. Sets fastest up the race, but to what extent is that going to bring him into the race? Nothing at all, because Danny Van Ryten leads the way, and he's gaining on Acid down the straight. Acid seems like he's running higher wings. Crowding now to the outside line of turn number 1 on the back of Namsko. Watch out for Typical in behind as well. Might try and sweep the up and under. Oh, Crowding makes a mistake there. And now has to try and switch it back on the back of Namsko. Max Power now on the outside line. Furious getting involved in this as well. Could be 3-1 in turn number 4. Never going to work. There's carbon fibre being kicked up, I think, from somebody. Right side end plate, I think, for Max Power. Max Power's right side end plate damage. Right side end plate is off the car. He's got damage. Crowding still side by side with Typical. FRT and BRT normally save this for Legacy Division. Here tonight in EML, they're absolutely going hammer and tongs. Typical as a result picks up a 3-second penalty. He's been hitting the gym, you can tell, because he is absolutely fighting that car now through the middle sector. And Furious on the back of Crowding as well. Looking to the outside line. Crowding in the end gets the move done. Max Power inside line. This is all kicking off in the mid-pack. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. JT on the back of Andrea. Knee in the wall. JT out of the race. I've literally said that, and it's a safety car. Safety car deployed. Out on track. Second commentator's curse of the night. And that is JT in the wall. Slight bit of contact there, I think, with front to rear tyre. And in the end, JT smashing the wall. Really unfortunate. Could have been avoided, but there was just simply too many cars in too little space coming through the right-hander there at turn number 13. But JT out of the race. That is now him out of the race. And that now means, because nobody is under the safety car right now. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Typical, Furious, Max Power, and all of them have just been held up nearly 5 seconds behind the safety car. Very unfair from Virtual Bird Malander, clearly trying to throw a bit of bias in towards tonight's race. Danny Van Ryten, though, leading the way from Acid there in second, Tom there in third. But it is a safety car deployed out on track on lap 23 out of 33. Can they get the set of softs to the end of the race? It'll be interesting. Are they going to pit for a set of softs? Can they even get to the end of the race? J King and Arocco obviously feel they can. I'm not so sure, though. I'm really not so sure. Danny Van Ryten is in. Into the pit lane. Acid in. Tom Roberts will be in. In fact, I think everyone's going to be in. No, they're not. Yasasaki stays out. Quartz stays out. Lawrence stays out. Spicer stays out. Namsko in. Namsko, I think, might be the one that is not taking that track position. So Danny Van Ryten. Set of softs going on. Everyone coming in the pit lane you see right now is going on a set of softs whether you like it or not. Tom's being held up with an absolute treat there. He's going to be done by Ryan and Crowding potentially coming out of the pit lane. Yasasaki, though, leads the way. Quartz in second. E8 Lawrence there in third. E8 are currently 1-3. Danny Van Ryten, though, is on a set of softs. Acid, Ryan, they had a fresh set of mediums. They've gone on that fresh set of mediums. So this is going to be highly intriguing now towards the end of the race. It could present a lot of chaos, a lot of controversy, a lot of carnage coming forward. If it does, we are all here for it. And put it this way, the stewards will definitely be here for it as well. But Yasasaki leads the way. Quartz there in second. Lawrence there currently in third position out on track. Oh, so I'm going to take a slight drink for a second. And just like that, I'm absolutely refreshed. There we are. Yasasaki, though, leads the way. Kieran Thomas there saying in the chat, we knew it was coming, Harvey. Yeah, potentially. Potentially it was coming. It was just really unfortunate, I think, that incident. Obviously, the stewards will definitely have a look at that. Obviously, it's going to be an interesting one for the stewards to try and decipher out of all of that. So, yeah, it is going to be really intriguing indeed. Tom Roberts, by the way, interval time into broke on my screen. says he's 2.7 seconds away. That is not a 2.7 second gap. So Tom Roberts having interval timing issues here. Maybe because he came in the pit lane, got held up on the start-finish line. That might have been why. Should fix it up this time around, though. It's getting onto the back of the queue. And Tom Roberts. Timings are now fixed, 1.1 seconds. So they are fine, they are fixed. And we're going to get back underway probably this lap around. Yasasaki leads the way. Port in second, Lawrence Bett in third. Sotsabad overheat in 1.39483948 laps. Didn't know we had that many laps in the Spanish Grand Prix, Mateo, but are the tyres going to overheat? Are those softs going to overheat? That's the main question that I've got for you guys at home. Do you think those softs are going to overheat quicker than probably the first 4 laps of their stint? Or are they going to be going towards the end of the race? Can they make it towards the end of the race? Are the hards going to be up to temperature? Are the mediums going to be up to temperature? There's so many unknowns right now within this race. But yeah, it is going to be really interesting. I have to read that. It's waffling time here in the commentary box. I have to try and think of something to say. Yasasaki leading the way, though. Quarter second, Lawrence Bett in third. Spicer, Furious, Andrea, Danny Van Mouten, Acid, Ryan, Tom top 10. And it's Namsko, Crowding, Typical, Leonardo, J. King top 15. And Rick Gambay, Max Fountain, and Walker at the top 18 out on track. And Walker is on the back of the safety car queue, and it means safety car is going to come in this lap. Right about now, there we are, safety car coming in this lap, and now Yasasaki is now the virtual Burt Ballander. The PSGL PSF2 man is now the virtual safety car, as Leonardo has had an incident with Typical, and I think Typical, oh no, he's picked up 3 seconds. Leonardo has picked up an incident with Typical. Has he lost his front wing? No. So I think Leonardo might try and get that one removed from the stewards. But Yasasaki now virtual Bowmander. He's now the virtual safety car out on track. And now coming in toward the right-hand return number 13. Literally backing up the field. Backing this field and completely up. It's going to be like a Magello sort of start. You can see Danny Van Mouten, how much room he is giving Andrea. He doesn't want anything to do with this. Now we're getting back underway. Was that a bit of contact with Lawrence on the back of Quartz there coming across the line? Might have been. Spies are now on the back of Quartz in towards turn number 1. And we go racing once again. Yasasaki leads the way. Quartz there in second, looking to the inside line. Lawrence there in third. Spicer in fourth and already. Danny Van Mouten gets the move done maybe on Furious here. Round the outside line. In towards turn number 3. Now going around the outside. Still through turn number 3. Tries to get the switch back now on Andrea. Beautiful move this would be from Danny Van Mouten. He can complete this move. Oh, and he has. Danny Van Mouten through. He's into 5th. And Andrea's nearly sideways. Nearly into the side there of Furious. Nearly into the side of Ryan as well. He's going around the outside line. These mediums and softs are really up the temperature. Those guys in the sort of hards and so on an older set of tyres have got no chance. Ryan completing the move around the outside of turn 7 and 8. Never see a move through there. Ryan has done the move. Beautiful move by the German. He is through and he's into 6th. Really, really good for racing out on track. Ryan there again, looking towards the inside line, and Danny Van Mouten even getting now hounded by Spicer to the inside line of turn number 12. Spicer can't turn on him because Danny Van Mouten's there. Danny Van Mouten through he's into 4th. Spicer will let Ryan go, and now Spicer will become part of the train to try and hold the likes of Furious, Acid, Andrea, and Tom. Yasasaki leads the way. Quartz in second. Ryan on the back of Danny Van Mouten. This could be for the Nat Race League come the end of the race. Ryan getting the move done on that set of mediums to the inside line of turn number 1. Job done for him. Tom Roberts 3 wide and towards turn number 1. Never going to be forced off the track there slightly. Gets the move done on Andrea. PGR, the FRT man even, might feel that was done a little bit illegally. He was over the curb there through turn number 1. And now through turn number 3, Tom tries to go. It's very aggressive in the mid-pack. Namsko and Andrea fighting side by side. Tom and Acid side by side as well. Tom looking to complete the move to the inside line. Just about gets the car rotated in. Just about gets the car stopped. Now to the inside line now. In towards turn number 7. Not surely on Furious either. Tom Roberts inside line. Beautiful move by Tom. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Tom Roberts through and he's into 7th. Danny Van Mouten on the back of Ryan. Now he's fighting aggressively. I'm never going to get a break. Max Powell picks up a 10-second penalty. The corner cutting further down the field. Danny Van Mouten tries to go all the way around the outside and towards Bank Sabadell through 11. Now in towards turn number 12. The Ferrari on the inside line gets the job done. He's ahead of Ryan. Ryan now down into 5th. Furious and Acid are side by side as well. In towards turn 13. Acid just about getting the move done. But Acid goes around the outside on Furious through 13 and 14. Never, ever going to work. Never go for a move through the final corner because that is what happens Yasasaki leads the way. Quartz now in second. Quartz now retakes the race lead. This race is mad. Lawrence in third. Denver Mountain in fourth. Tom, under pressure from Spicer, gets aggressively to the curve through turn 1. Fights ahead. Stewards are going to be absolutely livid, I think, with what is going on out on track. For my word, it's racing at the end of the day. It is racing. You can't really do anything about it. Quartz leads the way. Yasasaki in second. And Danny Van Mountain on the inside line of Lawrence. Late on the brakes through turn number 4. Trying to get the move done now. On the outside and towards turn number 5. Tries to get the move done. Does get the move done. Danny Van Mountain through knees into third. Oh, I need a breather. I need a drink. Crowning as well. Side-by-side with Spicer right in the background of the shot. We'll come aboard with that in a second. But Lawrence under pressure now from Ryan. Ryan on the pressure tyres. The outside line in towards Banks Abadell. In towards turn number 10 even. Then we get to Banks Abadell at turn number 11 and 12. Namsco and Spicer side-by-side. Crowding in the mix there as well in the background. Very aggressive fighting. Ryan through and he's into fourth. Tom Roberts looking to the inside of 13. Never going to get that one done. But Danny Van Routen gonna go for the race lead on the back of Yasasaki, on the back of GT10 Quartz. We've still got 5 laps to go in this race. Behave yourselves. Danny Van Routen on the back, gonna go for the move. Maybe the partner of the Red Sea goes for the move on Quartz at least. Goes for the move on Yasasaki, gets the car stopped. Outside line through 2, outside line inside now. Now for turn number 3, fresher tyres, surely gonna get the move done. Danny Van Routen, half a car length ahead. Yasasaki fights back. ETN against Team Chizu. There's a yellow flag further down the field. I think that's Spicer that is down the field. Danny Van Routen, though, completes the move. Through and he's into the race lead. Yasasaki in second. Quartz there in third. Absolute mad racing out on track. And as you can tell, me being my little lonesome self, my voice is starting to go as well, which is not great. Hopefully these guys quicken themselves up so my voice can remain as Ryan is on the back of Quartz, switches to the inside line, in towards turn number 10, job done to the curb. Beautiful move by Ryan. Ruthless move from on the GT10 man, from the NLR man. He's through and he's into third. Tom now on the back of GT10 Quartz running down the straight. As there is Andrea in a bit of strife. I think he's had contact with Spicer further down the field. And Rocker and Max Power fighting aggressively further down the field. Everything right now is a little bit quiet up the front, which I'm glad about. Acid to the inside line on Lawrence. Here comes Tom on the inside of Quartz. Speaking of which, it's not going to be quiet anymore, is it? Tom to the inside line. Beautiful move. Into the inside line. In towards turn number 1. I'll try and keep the voice going. Danny Van Routen leads the way. Yasasaki in second. Ryan there in third. At the minute, I think it's too late for a safety car. Acid tries to go all the way around the outside on Lawrence. They get locked on each other. Be careful, guys. Acid to the inside line. Now to turn number 5. Gives Lawrence a little bit to think about. Namskill's got something to think about going out wide there. In towards turn number 5. But in the end, Acid gets the move done. Lawrence there in 7th. Just a slight tap from Acid there. Might warrant a steward's penalty, potentially. I'm not sure. Danny Van Routen, though, leading the way. Yasasaki in second. Then it's Ryan there in third. And right now, onto lap 31 of 33, it's anybody's race. It is anybody's race. Danny leads the way, trying to escape up the road. Those fresher softs now going to come into play compared to the hards. And Danny Van Routen has got a big threat to try and pull away. If it wasn't for that safety car, I think he would have been long and gone. He could be long and gone again here, down the straight in towards turn number 1. There in the background is Acid, side by side with his own teammate. In towards turn number 1. Job done for his own, on his own teammate there in towards turn 1. Namsco around the outside, and Lawrence! Oh my word, Namsco, thing of beauty around the outside line. Beautiful move on Lawrence. Dooney's into 7th, the Frenchman goes. Teammate Stoyer here to try and play in the last stage of this race. No more VSCs, no more safety cars. Hard racing to the checkered flag in this race. Get prepared for what is about to come. Lap 31 and 33. Anybody can still win this race. But Danny there leading the way, Yasasaki in second, and then it is the man of NLR Ryan in third, and Tom there rounding off the top 4. I've mistakenly gone on Twitter trying to do something there, as now begin the DRS trains, potentially, as NLR Ryan looks to the inside of Yasasaki, gets the move done. Yasasaki there in third, Tom, maybe, I think Danny Van Routen trying to slow them up slightly, through there and towards turn number 10, he's definitely going a little bit slow. On the curve, maybe to try and put this man here, Tom Roberts, into play. 92% of ERS. Yasasaki 81. Ryan 67. 86 for Danny Van Ryten. So Team Chazoo look good with the DRS right now. Ryan, though, goes for move on Danny Van Ryten. Should let him go in towards turn 1. Does let him go. Ryan through these into the race lead. Danny in second. Yasasaki in third. Tom Roberts in fourth. But this race is not over and done with just yet. There's so much action going on further down the field. I can't be bothered to have a look. A rock with Max Power and Furious. J King, typical, all side by side. Yasasaki side by side as well. Danny Van Ryten inside line now. Becomes the outside for turn number 5. Tries to switch it back. Oh, acid to the inside line on Tom. Trying to get the move done. Tom about to come out on top, I think, with that move, and he does. He's there into 4th. My word, this race is mad. Ryan leading the way. Danny Van Ryten all out of shape. Gives Ryan now a chance to escape up the road. Can he do it, though? Can he escape up the road enough for him to be towards the end of the race? Whether or not this race happens, but whether or not this happens is a different thing. Yasasaki under pressure from Tom. Tom now trying to go side by side in towards Bank Sabadell at turn number 12. But in the end, not getting the move done. About to go into the final lap of the race, and Namsko side by side with Quartz as well. They get caught like JT did earlier on in the race. Namsko nearly in the gravel, and that brings Quartz into 6th. There might be an issue there for GT10 with the stewards. Ryan, though, leading the way. Danny Van Ryten in 2nd. Here comes the Team Chazoo man. Outside line for Ryan. Job done. Down in towards turn number 1. Danny Van Ryten leads the way. Ryan there in 2nd. Now is the play for Tom Roberts to try and get the podium spots for Team Chazoo. Remember, Team Chazoo are on the podium right now with one of their drivers. Can they go for 2 of their drivers? Ryan, though, to the outside line. Does not want this race win to let, and Danny Van Ryten pulls them all the way to the grass. He's there on the inside line, though, as Ryan. To the inside line at turn number 5. On the final lap of the race, 33 out of 33. Danny Van Ryten and Ryan still side by side. Danny just about comes out on top. Tom now into 3rd. Gets the move done on Yasasaki out of 5. Through 6 and 7. Job done for him. Danny Van Ryten leads the way. Ryan in 2nd. Tom Roberts in 3rd. This is anybody's race. Tom on the back of Ryan. Ryan now on the back of Danny. To the outside line. Tries to get the move done. All the way around the outside. Tom all out of shape as well. We take this from Tom's perspective. All the way to the line. Ryan tries to hang it on in there. Danny Van Ryten leads the way. That might go to the stewards. Danny Van Ryten just about to hang on. Ryan there in 2nd. Tom Roberts there in 3rd. Through the final corner in Spain. Danny Van Ryten dominates again in Spain. Ryan there in 2nd. Tom Roberts does get the podium in the end, down in 3rd. Acid there in 4th. Yasasaki in 5th. Quartz, Namsko, Lawrence, Rick Gambay, crowding top 10. My word, what a race. That was hectic. That was hectic. But what a race that was. Danny Van Ryten takes the race win in just shy of 45 minutes here in Spain. That's what 45 minutes of racing can get you. And it's Danny Van Ryten out on top as Spicer takes the fastest lap point away from whoever it was. Danny Van Ryten takes the race win. Ryan there in 2nd. Tom Roberts there in 3rd position. The stewards are definitely going to be busy after that one. There's going to be a lot of decisions to be made. But Danny, in the end, takes the race win. Whether or not Ryan was enough alongside to get that move done was a different thing. In the end, though, he won out on track for them. Ryan in P2, Tom Roberts there in P3. My word, we waited, of course, for the final man to come across the line, but we will round this off very shortly indeed. Goodness me. Don't know where even to begin with that race. That was pure and utter madness. Oh, didn't even catch who got driver of the day, that. As if I care. As if I care who got driver of the day. What about the in-game fans? But in the end, it is Team Chazoo who pick up. Wait for this. Wait for this. The grid graphic will tell you very shortly. That's their 2nd win of the season. It was Danny Van Ryten round 1. Danny Van Ryten round 6. The Team Chazoo take the race win out on track. A phenomenal race win at that as well. But we'll skip the podium celebration to bring you the full grid order. 2.3 seconds covering 9 drivers at the end. That's how mad that race was. Danny Van Ryten takes the race win. Ryan there in 2nd. Tom Roberts there in 3rd. Acid there in 4th. With Yasasaki there in 5th. Acid potentially robbed of a podium in the end there, to be fair. Quartz there in 6th. Namsko in 7th. Lawrence there in 8th. But Gamba there in 9th. And Crowding even ran off the top 10. Nata Rocker, J King, Typical, Furious Andrea. Don't know what even happened in that mid-pack battle. Max Power 16, Spicer 17 with the fastest lap point, Leonardo on 18, JT there down in 19th, DNF along with the Alpha Kevin. But JT will not pick up any points there for TTM. Right down at the bottom end of the field. My word, what a race. And in the end, Danny Van Ruiten gets all the rewards out on top. Ryan there in second. Whether or not Ryan, though, feels that there's an issue potentially with how Danny moved across him, or whether that might have been Danny's fault, is a different thing. I'm sure Ryan will be reporting that into the stewards as we speak. Speaking of which, if you thought Spain was mad, we go to Britain next. Round 7 even of the championship on October the 9th. We are going to be here with you next week for the British Grand Prix. We are going to be home next week. Michael Edwards should be alongside me in the commentary box. Belgian Grand Prix for round 8, and then we end off with Qatar and then Brazil, rounds 9 and 10 of the championship. As you can tell, my voice is gone. I'm going to end it off here. Thank you so much for watching tonight in Esports Masters League. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Tick that notification bell if you are brand new to the channel. I will see you next week regardless in Britain. Whether I've got a voice or not by then is a different thing. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.
Red flag, Max. Dash positive, dash positive.